trying to get me with the whoopty whoop, but I'm already the whoppy whop. Y'all already know what time it is. You are now tuned in to Talking Ish with your girl, aka Glam Doll, working on being both beautiful on the inside and beautiful on the outside, honey. Today we're gonna be talking about that inside, honey. Let's talk managing your anxiety and self-love, baby. Self-love is the best love, baby. I know it sounds very corny, cliche, easier said than done, baby, but I'm telling you, once you do it, you will never turn back. You are gonna always be with you. You're gonna be with you 24/7. You are with you at all times, okay? The soul, we are the observer inside of this. We are not our thoughts. The fact that we can even observe them should let you know that, okay, I'm more than just this. I'm more than just this. I'm more than just this. Like, I'm way more than that. God gave us this life as a gift. That's why it's called the present, right? God gave us this life to experience, to enjoy, to have fun. God put us on this earth to love one another. We come out of the womb so loving, so joyful, so carefree. Kids laugh, joke, play, no matter how many times they fall, no matter how many times they cry, they get back up, they happy, they laughing. They could have just had a fight with their cousin and they back a kikiing 2 seconds later. You know why children are so happy in that way? Because they aren't domesticated. They don't understand life as man has made it now. So domestication is a set of beliefs, I guess you can say, used to control. You know, I don't believe that it's done with ill intention, but the fact is that domestication is a system of controlling. Do this with this kind of reward and punishment kind of thing. Like, oh, if you go to college and you get all straight A's and all this other stuff, you know, like everybody will love you and you're a great person and you're a great member of society and this and that. As opposed to if you don't go to college, it's like you ignorant and you are wasting your life and you are uneducated and, you know, this is and that. System of reward and punishment. And of course we can take it down to smaller levels as far as like with parenting and, you know, things of that sort. With the way people tell you to live your life, that's really the main basis. You know, it's like if you live your life this way, then this is good, but if you live your life that way, then that is bad. The truth is that that's not true. That's a set of beliefs that somebody else made up. What they feel is true for them may not be true for someone else. With your parents and things like that, of course you take everything that they say into consideration. I don't believe that most people, you know, parent with ill intentions or, you know, to send their child into the world, you know, just to fuck them up, you feel me, for no reason. Like, parents teach you what they were taught, or, you know, they teach you what they weren't taught, or they, you know, they try their best. They teach you according to their own beliefs. In order to be happy, really love yourself, you have to fully accept yourself, fully accept the fact that you've been domesticated. These are beliefs that were forced on me, but I don't have to keep these beliefs. It gives you this internal narrator, right? We have two narrators, either the ally or the parasite. And I don't know about anybody else who may have other, you know, but they all stem from those two things, either the ally or the parasite. Your ally is your best friend, you feel me? It's your best friend. It gives you constructive criticism, cheers you on. It's like your cheerleader. It's happy for you. It, you know, accepts you and loves you unconditionally, as opposed to the judge or the parasite judges you very harshly according to domestication, according to the beliefs that were forced upon you either by your parents or by society, by your school, by your peers, by your cousins, you know, whatever. The thing about the ally and the parasite is you can choose who you want to listen to. You're gonna always have both regardless. You can learn to quiet it and you can learn to ignore it. Anxiety is just a feeling of worry, a feeling of nervousness, of unease. It's typically with an uncertain outcome. Really what that sounds to me like is fear. As Will Smith says, fear is false evidence appearing real. I'm gonna say that again. Fear is false evidence appearing real, but it's not real. Your mind is telling you that, oh my God, this could happen. this happened, so that means this can happen. It also come from trauma too, from experiences of before. You have to learn how to not live in the past. Of course, you can take the past and you can use that as a stepping stool, use it as a, you know, a learning experience. You shouldn't be letting it hinder you. And just because something happened a certain way in the past does not mean that it's going to happen that way in the future. And the only way it will happen to you in that way in the future is if you constantly keep thinking on it, if you constantly keep manifesting that in your life. And the truth is that we are always manifesting. We are always manifesting. So manifesting is, say it's like a magnet. You can send out certain vibrations, you can send out certain frequencies, certain waves to bring something to you. It doesn't happen instantly. It's not like just like when you plug in a charger or whatever into the socket and, you know, it instantly starts charging. Manifesting is a path. So it's more so like the cord, I guess you could say, between the part that plugs into your phone and the part that plugs into the wall. You know how the electricity runs through it and eventually gets to that place? That's how you can say manifestation is. We are always manifesting. We are always sending out vibrations into the universe. We are always sending out frequencies. And the thing is that whatever you believe strongly, whatever you believe the most wholeheartedly, once you put, because your thoughts are vibration, right? But your feelings, your emotions are even stronger vibration. I'm telling you, it's an even stronger vibration. So when you're living in fear and you're living in the past, your anxiety is going to be very, very bad. Your stress is going to be very, very bad because your mind is constantly coming up with these situations, these outcomes, you know what I'm saying, of things that have not even happened. You feel me? And things that could never happen again. Even if something happened to you a certain way before, it will never happen to you in that exact same way again. You feel me? But the thing is, if you're always fearing, you're always scared, you're gonna keep attracting those situations to you. And it's really a sad, you know, kind of thing because it happens to people and they don't understand why. Like, oh, I just have bad luck and hate it here and this and that. Like, you know, people joke about those things all the time, but people be truly believing some of those things. Trust and believe. Watch them people that joke around you or key or this and that about serious stuff because they low-key be serious. If you're wondering why you're on a track or why you're on a loop or why the same things keep happening to you, why you keep attracting the same relationships, you know, why you keep attracting the same friendships, why you keep attracting the same situations, it's because in your mind, you're replaying these situations over and over again. And you don't realize that you're manifesting this stuff to you over and over again, literally calling it out to you. Men ain't shit. You don't realize that by you constantly thinking that, you telling all the ancient men to come this way. And men ain't shit. So all ancient men, come this way. I am literally sending out those vibrations all the time. I'm posting things on it all the time. I'm seeing quotes on it all the time. And it's reminding me of an ancient man I had in the past. So then I'm sitting there reliving those situations all the time. One of the main causes of stress in our life is by reliving the same situations over and over again. So that's why in order to start really managing yourself, managing your anxiety and your stress, you have to become self-aware. You need to sit with yourself. And that's why I think that this quarantine has been so difficult for some people because caught up in life, getting caught up in the rat race, you know, working or partying or being with people or this and that, you can kind of distract your mind. When you're out and about, it helps you be more present in that moment. But when you're sitting in the house, you're everywhere. Your mind is everywhere. It's in the past, it's in the future, it's here now, it's there now, it's where it want to be, it's where it should have been, it's where it could have, woulda. Your mind is all over the place, right? But you have to become self-aware. You have to understand, you have to start to understand you. Self-love is the best love because you're with yourself all the time. So if you're loving on yourself all the time, you're going to be a great, happy, confident person. But if you're beating up on yourself all the time, then, you know, we know the outcome of that as well, right? So what was my point? What was I talking about? Damn, I'll be losing track, talking all over the place. That's what I was talking about. So being self-aware. So you have to understand your patterns. You have to look at your family too. Like I said, with the domestication, you have to understand in what way you were domesticated to start undomesticating yourself in that way. Say if you had a parent or a grandma or something that told you like, you always have to finish your plate. Like you need to always finish your plate. It's people starving. Grow up constantly always finishing your plate. Even if you don't want to finish your plate, you feel me? me? You got that parasite, you got that judge in your mind that's telling you, oh my God, there's people starving, and look at you wasting food, wasted all this food and this and that. You know you're supposed to clean your plate, you know you're supposed to finish it all. Even if it makes you uncomfortable to constantly keep eating, even if you're already full, you're gonna keep doing that because you're domesticated in that way. Once you become self-aware, you say, okay, so the only reason why I feel like I always have to clean my plate is because growing up, I was always told I always have to clean my plate. So the thing is, that's the first step to really changing yourself and to really, turning around your mind and, managing your anxiety or your stress. Once I'm aware that I only do this because grandma always made me finish my plate, I apologize for the people who cannot eat, don't have the money or the assets to eat the way that I do. You feel me? I'm only in control of me. I'm only responsible for me. Really, I cannot send this food, all the way to Africa right now or all the way to a homeless shelter. So at the end of the day, I only want to finish this plate because grandma always told me I had to finish that plate. But I'm an adult now. I don't gotta finish this plate. I'm full. Silly example, but this is just, something simple to get you all to understand how you can really start getting yourself out of the anxiety attacks and panic attacks and all this other stuff with people with, depression and things of that nature. I'm not saying that they're not real disorders and that people don't really need help. You know what I'm saying? But I'm saying that these are self-inflicted things. You feel me? And I don't mean to disrespect anybody or make anybody feel a certain type of way, but this is just the truth. You feel me? It's self-inflicted. And you don't realize it. People don't realize that it's self-inflicted. We like to blame other people for this, and that. And yes, it's unfortunate if you were raised by, terrible people or this, and that. But the thing is, you have a choice to whether to stay attached to those things or not. And that's another thing that comes with stress and anxiety. These attachments. Attachment. The action of taking something that is not a part of you and making it a part of you through an emotional or energetic investment. You can attach to external objects, beliefs, ideas, and even roles you play in the world. So through these domestications and through these things like that, you become attached to these ideas of yourself. You become attached to being a victim. You become attached to being depressed. Some people really walk around like that. Like, I suffer from depression. I suffer from anxiety. I suffer and it kind of use it as a crutch. Like, it's like a name tag. Like, boom, here, I am depression. Like, this is why. And the truth is that you do not have to have that. You do not have to be that way. You can change your mind. You can change your life. Everything that we have now is a manifestation, is an accumulation. Really, that's what manifestation is, just like an accumulation of thoughts and vibrations and actions. You feel me? All that stuff is just an accumulation of those things. You do not have to stay attached to those things. You can choose to unattach yourself from those things and unattach yourself from those beliefs. And you can say, yes, I had a terrible childhood, or yes, I had a terrible relationship, but you know what? That was then and this is now. Deepak Chopra says we need to stop reminiscing and living in the past, and we need to stop living in the future. Stop overly crazily anticipating the future. No matter how many times we think, no matter how many times you plan, no matter how much read and study, nobody knows for sure what the hell is going to happen in 2022. The only time we have is right now. I don't even have a minute ago. Like, the only time you have is right now. As long as you're doing what you feel you should be doing right now, then everything else, you just have to let it happen. We cannot control it. And I think that's a real thing with us in our lives. And I think that's another place where stress and anxiety comes from trying to control everything. No. I only got right now. So do what you need to do right now. Because that's another place where stress and anxiety comes from. Procrastination. Yeah, I procrastinated a long time with making my videos, with doing my things. I had made my YouTube channel a whole year before I actually ever posted a video. It came from fear of failure. In my case scenario, it came from fear of failure. What if this isn't good enough? What if people don't like my videos? What if people don't think I'm funny? What if people, you feel me? What if I'm just making videos and nobody fucking watches them? And fear, like I said, false evidence appearing real. False evidence appearing real. None of that stuff ever happened. None of that stuff ever happened. posted my video and I don't have the most views and things like that, but I realized that I cannot control other people. I can only control me. So as long as I enjoy my content, as long as I really think it's valuable, I'm just gonna put myself out there, and whatever happens, happens. You feel me? But I'm not gonna sit there and never post just because I'm scared of not being liked or not being watched. Fear hinders us. It keeps you in the same place. And people don't understand that by not taking action, you're choosing literally to stay exactly where you're at. You're choosing to be stuck on square number one by fear. You feel me? So you have to get out of that notion. So the thing about it is, you have to start talking to yourself. You have to reparent yourself. And it's not even that everybody has bad parents. Parents, they can only parent you in a way that they know how. But only you truly know what is best for you. Only you truly know. When I say reparent yourself, I mean, you got to talk to yourself as if you would a child, or talk to yourself as if you would a good friend or something like that. When you get stressed, I'm telling you, this is literally what I do. I have a little thing that I'm going to give you all. So I call it ACE. A. Ask yourself, is what I'm stressing about happening right now? Is it real for me in this present moment? Is it true for me right now in this moment? You got to really ask yourself, sit there, think, and get that answer. We have C. This is cleansing your thoughts, right? So this is where the reparenting comes in. Okay, Bakia, this is not happening right now. You are a wonderful videographer. You are a wonderful creator. You make awesome content. You feel me? As long as you enjoy your content will be enjoyable. As long as you put your best foot forward, you feel me? You will get positive energy back. As long as you put that energy out there, it'll be returned to you. Be patient with yourself, Bakia. Don't talk to yourself like that. I'm not gonna talk to myself like that. That's mean. I'm not gonna do that to myself. I'm gonna be happy instead. I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna post this video, and then I'm gonna go watch Netflix to reward myself in that way, right? You gotta re-domesticate yourself for something that's best for you. That's what you do. And E, we're gonna go into evaporating those thoughts. So now, once we have, asked ourselves if it's true in the moment, then we have reparented ourselves. Now we can evaporate these thoughts. Sometimes the judge in your mind will keep trying to crucify you. That's not fair at all. It's make yourself repay for something that you did 1,000 times. Like, if I did something wrong and I went to jail and I served my time, it'll be unfair as hell for me to keep going to jail and keep serving that time over and over and over again. So don't do that to yourself. And your mind, the judge, the parasite, will keep trying to pick at you. So you gotta drown the voice out. You feel me? And it's, it's a little difficult at first. I'm gonna be truthful with you all. It takes some time to master. So I'll either put on something that'll fill the space in my mind, right? So I'll either put on some music, like a really good song that I really enjoy, that I could really dive into. Boom, 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 boom. Let's get on Netflix. Let's watch something funny. Let's do something like that. Or if you really are procrastinating and your mind is beating you up over something that you didn't do, how about you just do it? I know it's easier said than done, but the thing is, once you do it, your mind will be quiet. You have to start becoming more familiar, more comfortable with being uncomfortable. Sometimes I really don't feel like editing the video, and I'll sit there and be huffing and puffing the whole time. I'm like, ugh. And they be like, what's wrong with you? And I'll be like, nothing. Like, but I'm still editing the video. Then after I'm done with it, I feel so good. I feel so light. My mind feels so free. I got that out the way. I did that. Now my mind is quiet. Now I didn't shut that judge up. Now I could go on about my day. So evaporate those thoughts. Another great thing to do is, of which I suggest everybody to do, what you should be doing throughout the day, period. Or even if you don't do it throughout the day, like, when you go to sleep or when you wake up, put on some type of meditation. Right? One of my favorite things, I'll add it below in the comments, some of my favorite meditations on Apple Music. I'll put it on and I'll, just mimic whatever they're saying. Whatever they're saying, I'll mimic it to make my mind quiet. You know, they say, I am so happy and wonderful today. In my mind, I'm like, I am so happy and wonderful today. Whatever they're saying, I'm saying it with them to quiet my mind, to evaporate those thoughts. It may not seem like it at first, but eventually, baby, them thoughts going quiet. Be kinder to yourself. Once you become kind to yourself, once you become more patient with yourself, I'm telling you, you kind of look at the world differently. You don't look at the world the same way. You know, when you're insecure, how about I'll give you an example? Me, when I was insecure, I would take everything as a personal attack. Anything anybody said to me, any little criticism, and I would really be feeling some type of way. And it could have literally just been a joke, or it could have they could have not even been talking about me, but I'm taking it personal in that way. Whatever perception that you have of yourself is the same perception that you're going to have on the world. And remember this with other people as well. People are only going to treat you the way that they treat themselves. The way a person treats you is a reflection of themselves. It's never a full-on reflection of you. Of course, everybody has their own personal relationships with people and things like that, but just the manner of the way that they go about things is more of a reflection of themselves than a reflection of you. Love on yourself. Forgive yourself. Leave the past in the past. Don't worry about the future. Just worry about the right now. And this is something that you all have to practice. You have to keep practicing at it. You are the greatest investment you will ever make. Investing time in yourself, investing love into yourself is the greatest investment that you will ever make in this life. Because like I said, this controls your perception. This controls your view of the world. This is going to control how you manifest things into your life. Okay, when you're more happy and you're more stress-free, more loving, life just gets better. Like, I found myself stressing a little bit earlier, and this is what I'm telling y'all. When you learn yourself, you can really talk to yourself. When I start stressing, I'll be like, listen. I'll be like, can we not do this today? I'll be like, can we not do this today? I don't want to do this today. How about we talk about this later? Like, you feel me? I really be having conversations with myself. Like, as long as you keep putting your best foot forward, as long as you keep taking those baby steps and walking along your path, baby, you eventually are going to get to your destination. And I'm realizing now that life is not all about the destination. It's more about the journey. Whenever I hear successful people talk, people who reached a certain level of success or status, they always say that the most enjoyable time of their life was the journey to, like the time when they were chasing, the time when they were on the way to. More fun. It's kind of exciting. Like, you know what? Like, where is my life really going to take me? Like, a year ago, I wouldn't have thought I would have been doing what I'm doing right now. Like, life is just, it's kind of unexpected. It's kind of surprising. Learn to enjoy the ride, honey. And enjoy the now, okay? I love you guys so much. Please love on you. Love you, for real, for real. Everybody wants somebody else to love them. It's like a form of validation. You know, we need somebody outside of ourselves to tell ourselves that we're beautiful, that we're pretty, that we're this, and that. You know you're beautiful when you know you're pretty. When you tell yourself and you look in the mirror like, damn, like I look good. Like you really start to feel that. So then when the first joker come along and be like, oh, you're so pretty, a baby girl, princess, this and that. And it's like, yeah, I know. Like, I know. And like, you could step off because I already know what you're trying to do, my man. Like, you feel me? So be patient with yourself, okay? The last thing to grow on a tree is always the fruit. You know how deeply rooted and how deeply spread out the roots are of a tree before it even, you know, sprouts up, you know, past the surface? So don't think that you're being stagnant. Don't beat up on yourself. That's not going to help you. Those thoughts, be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, reparent yourself. If you knew me before, you would know I was a worrywart, okay? I was an overthinker. I was a stressor. Of course, you know, we all have our moments. I'm not perfect at all. You feel me? But I am perfect. I love myself because I accept myself. And I know sometimes I can be like that. Overall, I love me. So accept the flaws, accept the happies, accept the highs, accept the lows, and understand that this gonna happen. Not every day is gonna be a super great, motivated, wonderful day. Like, you're gonna have them days. It's all right. It's all right. Love yourself unconditionally. And stuck with me. No matter what else happens in the world, I'm always be with me. So, and you gonna always be with you. So, you better become besties, okay? Stop fighting each other. All right? Peace.